Yeah, we did it all crowdfunded. We did like a campaign where we offered like different perks for people. You know, you've seen people do it, I suppose. And we had like you could obviously the basic just got you a copy of the album. You know, pledge a tenner, you get a copy of the album when it's released. But you could do. We had one where it was like come into the studio
What are
with
you
us for a
doing?
day.
What are you doing? Sorry about that. I was on mute one night.
No!
No.
We both sat here thinking, what is going on?
Oh, I thought I was on mute. In Scotland.
Wow.
He's doing well.
Good.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
Oh,
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, all good. I was having a look at the other one, and it's over 2 years since we've seen you last.
Really? Is it that long?
Yeah, 2 years
Wow.
ago.
That's
a long
scary.
time.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? God, what's been happening in 2 years then?
Well, not a lot. Yeah, that's blown my mind a little bit. That it feels like I was in this same room and I was on the other side of the room, so I have moved my room around. But yeah, it just feels weird. It's been that long. Have you guys been?
I'm in the same room as well, funnily enough.
And me.
And I haven't moved my room around either.
The only thing different is I have got some extra consoles, because like last time when we were talking about gaming and stuff, and I have got some new consoles about, but apart from
What have you got now?
More gay
a
toys.
CD32. I got a ZX Spectrum,
Wow.
which is all proper retro stuff. Oh, you're not able to see any of my notes. But yeah. So I've gone my guitar in and gone heavy on the gaming.
It's better off. You make more money in gaming than music, I tell you.
He doesn't. He hasn't got his. What's it called? Twitch.
Oh, you're not streaming?
Yeah, but that's just from you.
He used to have a Twitch.
Just nerves.
No, he doesn't do none of that Twitch stuff, so he's not making anything in like.
No.
Oh, you should. I bet you get a good market with the vintage stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
He hasn't got any games. He's just got the consoles.
I could just juggle them.
He plays on his PS5 all the time, and he pretends he's playing on his Sinclair.
Love it all.
Have you frozen?
Sorry?
He's frozen, isn't he?
No. Oh,
He has, look.
Oh, yeah.
Look, he's back.
Oh, he's put a different background on it.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
Snazzy.
Sorry, yeah, that glitched a little bit when I did that as well, didn't it? Yeah, it went,
It is. You got like a
internet.
fake. You got a fake green screen, haven't you?
yeah. It's I can't move. If I move though, it blurs it. It's not great,
it
but
looks like, yeah. But mine's a real banner.
yeah, I need one of those.
David still keeps threatening to get one, but he'd rather spend his money on consoles.
Put it up in the middle of the bedroom, can I?
Well, you don't need to, do you? You just need to do a fake green screen.
I tried that. You sent it over to me, and I'm just like,
No, did I?
yeah, considering I'm a gamer, I ain't got a clue about phones or laptops or nonsense like that.
Oh yeah, you can just paint the room green, and then
Yeah, well,
just put a green
that,
screen on.
Well, it doesn't actually have to be green, does it? It can be.
Yeah, I guess it's just any color that you're not likely to wear, I suppose.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Connor Mcgovern from Salesman.
That's us.
How you doing,
behind
mate?
him. He didn't need much of a clue.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, we're all good, I think. How are you, Dave?
Amazing. Loads better.
We're a bit tired, but we stayed up late tonight just to get this podcast done.
It's St. David's Day tomorrow, isn't it? Is that Welsh?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, happy St. David's Day, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
For tomorrow.
This
You
will be
celebrate?
This will be out after
All
then.
the kids dressed up in little Welsh lady outfits when they go to school, which is pretty cute. Or something red, because obviously it's red
Are
dragon.
you allowed to say young kids are cute? dressed in Welsh outfits.
My granddaughter looks cute in it. I'm allowed to say that, aren't
I don't know, it might be a bit PC incorrect.
So yeah, and they're giving us a weekend off from the rugby as well because it's St David's Day, so we don't all suck and sulk on the ready.
Yeah, rugby on the weekend? I thought it was.
No, I don't think so. I think it's we got another weekend off.
Have we?
Yeah, look at our wounds.
Oh, that's
On every other weekend at the moment.
that means I'll have to steam clean the fucking bird cage. Never mind.
Sorry, guys, my internet just dropped out there, so I've connected to my hotspot, so that should be better now. Sorry about
That's all right, you didn't miss much.
that.
So, last time when we were talking 2 years ago, you were releasing a CD a month because we were in lockdown. Or not a CD a month, sorry, a single a month.
Single month.
Yeah, but now you've released your album, which is pretty cool, mate.
Yeah, it's a different time. That seems like a lifetime ago. That we were doing. We got about 8 months in. We said we were going to do it forever, and then we sort of dried up and decided to do an album. To be honest, it was a bit. It got a bit expensive with nobody buying CDs anymore and stuff. So it was, we were spending like a couple of grand on each song, and then, trying to get the money back. It was, So we said, "Sorry, we'll crowdfund an album."
Oh, right. All right. So you crowdfunded it, did you?
Yeah, we did it all crowdfunded. We did like a campaign where we offered like different perks for people. You've seen people do it, I suppose. And we had like you could obviously the basic just got you a copy of the album. Pledge a tenner, you get a copy of the album when it's released. But we had one where it was like come into the studio with us for a day.
What are you doing? Sorry about that. I was on mute one night.
No!
No.
We both sat here thinking, what is going on?
Oh, I thought I was on mute. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Connor.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I just thought there were like gremlins behind your banner.
I know. What's
No one
happening?
sure was
Somebody's breaking in or something.
Why wasn't I on mute then?
I don't know.
Hang on. I might be on the wrong mic. Because I put my I'm on mute now, aren't I?
No.
Oh, damn it. I'm on the wrong mic, I think. Let me have a
See,
look.
and he is our IT expert.
This is why I've been getting a buzz
So
on
I
my
got no
thing now. Audio. Oh, that's
Anyway, let's
it
let
should be.
you have a chat and let him do what he's going to do.
Yeah. So yeah, we did lots of different perks on the crowdfunder. Like we had one where someone could pay and come into the studio and put backing vocals on a song.
Oh, that's
and
cool, man.
like help us make some decisions on a song as well, like be producer for a day. So that went quite well.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, no, it was really cool. We did really well on it, and we managed to fund the whole thing from start to finish. So yeah, we were really pleased with that. The only annoying thing was it didn't allow it to chart because we'd sold everything prior. We didn't get the chart numbers. So
Okay.
the next album we won't be doing that because we want to see if we can chart it. So it's all a learning curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still a nice thing to offer to your fans, though, mate, isn't it?
It felt more community based.
Yeah.
I think like it was a bit more. We were trying to build this whole community feel to it all, and it did work. It was like people felt really invested in it, and they got like behind all the like the merch and stuff. People are. Yeah, it really did like take us to, not massive, but it made us to the next level. So it was good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because I remember you saying you had like the Shadow Smile cult, wasn't it? So,
Yeah, we
your little community where you're all sharing stuff, and you
Yeah.
had some your upper members and your not so upper members, and how you shared stuff. So that's cool.
It's all kind of. I tell you what though, like since we were doing that, and I'm not saying they've nicked it from us, but like about 4 or 5 different massive bands are now all saying they're like a cult. So you've got Bring Me the Horizon are doing it now since their last album. Bad Omens are doing it. They're Bad Omens cult, and I think Creeper as well. So we kind of had to drop the cult thing because even though we'd been doing it since way before, it just looked like we were trying to be like those bands.
Yeah.
So we just stopped calling it the cult now. So it's a weird thing where you kind of, because you can't really prove it, and no one's going to believe that this little band from Sheffield was doing it first. So But we still have the same kind of model, and people are still like, there is a definite like online community there where people are kind of like made friendships through it, and it's really cool. I try and base it on like what the Grateful Dead used to do years ago, where it was like, the ambition is eventually to have like a festival where people come, and it's like a whole thing where people can make and sell their own merch, and all that kind of thing.
Brilliant. No, that's cool. That's good.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Well, I
so-
tried to crowdfund my house, but nobody gave me a fucking penny.
No. Yeah.
I wanted to pay my mortgage off.
Obviously, weren't offering the right perks. You should have offered.
That's it, yeah.
Free digs.
An afternoon with Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to let me know what perks you were offering, and then
Yeah, I mean, if there's a CD involved in the house, they might pre-order it.
I've got
You could just like
box
you could do like, I don't know,
I got box-
people pay
boxes
for the
full of them.
wins. Yeah, that's it. Just sell them, yard
Not
sale.
mine, but
It's gonna be a dodgy fetish cult that'll be following you, Terry, and selling your smelly socks or something like that. Driving.
I'm convinced there's a market for everything.
There is. You're right. There definitely is. Yeah, it definitely is. So yeah, I've had a good listen to your new album, Signed in Blood.
What do you think?
I really like it. So kind of like
I really enjoyed it.
2 years ago when we were chatting, I tended to be more kind of like rock that I was listening to, and I didn't listen so much to the screamo stuff, if I'm honest. But over the last couple of years, since doing these podcasts, I've gone more into that music, if I'm honest, and it's really, really good, banging. I really, really like it. I got to be honest, it's a great album.
Thank you very much.
And I like to see you guys on some festivals. I know we were talking about it before, and we were saying how difficult it is sometimes to get onto festivals, but I think you guys would go down a storm at like Steelhouse or Planet Rock or Winter's End or something like that. I think you guys would go down really well.
Yeah, we did Call of the Wild and the 2 Rockmantic festivals last year, and one just gone. So we are starting to be able to crack that now. We're getting onto the festivals a little bit more, which is it's been a grind trying to get onto them. But once they're like sharks. Once they taste the blood, they'll if they see that you can go down all right, then they're all right. So it's definitely been a bit of a long haul, but we're getting there slowly.
No, it's
Yeah.
good, really good.
yeah, I had to listen to it as well. I mean, I had a standout track was Our Morality.
Oh yeah, that's
My
like the heavy
Morality.
one.
Yeah,
Our
I really like
Morality.
that because last year I saw I Prevail. I thought fucking. Do you know I Prevail?
Yeah, it's one of our guitarist's favorite bands. I think he went to see that tour that you're talking about as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw them last summer, so I was like, because I was at a festival actually, and there was all these different types of bands on, and before they came on in the tent, because there's like 2 main stages in the tent,
Yeah.
and before they came on, there was that Gail. Do you know Gail? She
Yeah,
sings FUC. What was it?
I don't think I know this one. Maybe I've heard it. Don't know.
It's just like an American sort of like what was the song she had a massive hit with? ABCDFU, that was what it was. ABCDEFU.
I really don't know. I'm showing my ignorance here.
But anyway,
Sounds a bit
she
of
was
a-
on first, and I said to my wife, I said, "Fucking I Prevail are coming on after her." I said they're gonna smash the roof off this fucking tent in a minute. And then they came on, and they were she was my girlfriend then. My wife was like, "Oh, I'm going for a walk," and I was like this. And they were like, "Ball, ball, ball." I thought they were brilliant, but
yeah, they put on a very energetic show from what I hear.
yeah, they were good. So, but they took the roof off the tent, like,
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, but it got hot in there pretty quickly.
yeah, yeah, it was boiling as well already outside. So
What festival was it? Do you know?
it was Pink Pop,
Ah, wow. So is that Belgium?
Holland.
Holland, yeah. Oh wow, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they had Robbie Williams headlined on Saturday. Red Hot Chili Peppers on the Sunday. Can't remember who did a Friday.
Yeah, a real mix of different sort of genres, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all mixed up.
Don't
Yeah.
tend to get that really at a festival, do
Black
you?
Crows were there. Saw them.
I really like that idea. Because I like a lot of pop music anyway, and
Yeah.
I'd love to go to something like that.
Yes, it
Sounds
is.
really
It's
cool.
a nice mix, because they had a couple of Dutch bands on, and they got like a massive DJ tent where you can go and rave up a bit.
Mm.
And then it was a mixture of like pop bands, rock bands. Like I said, I Prevail was there as well. So
Wow. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
yeah, yeah. And
They
another
still,
one.
I was gonna say they still do the pink hats because they used to always. I remember seeing videos from it, and they all had pink hats in the
Yeah, that's right.
crowd.
Yeah,
Because that's yeah.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. And the other song I liked of it really. I mean, I liked the whole album to be honest, but the others.
You've got to say that because I'm here and
No, no, I really.
No,
enjoyed
no,
it.
no. We would be honest. We would be
I would,
honest.
I would be
cheers.
honest. If I thought it was shit, I would tell you so. But and Suck the World Dry, I really like that song as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think that's my favorite one. I like this because we put a saxophone solo on it.
Yeah, yeah, it's different, isn't it? It's like,
I liked it. I mean, we briefly, and I'm not naming any names, but we had a manager briefly. I say a manager. We didn't ask them to manage us, but they just started saying they're our manager, and they basically dropped us because of that song. Because they were like, "What are you doing? You're
Really?
just trying to break this market." Yeah, and we did when we put it out as a single, we put all this psychedelic art with it as well.
Yeah.
So it didn't fit our theme like really, but and then they were saying kind of like, oh yeah, it's you're gonna really alienate your market, and then it's been like one of our biggest songs. So
yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably my favorite on the album. I think.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good way to finish the album off as well, to be honest,
Oh, cheers.
because
Yeah.
it just diversified away from the rest of it.
I think yeah, that's it. It's like trying to open up the spectrum a little bit more for what we do next as well. Because like you can go in any direction from that. I feel like it's not got to be if you listen to that and then the next album, it could be anything from there. So
Well,
it won't be. It'd be more metal. But
if you listen to that and then you listen to your new single,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
completely different again.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, these singles actually. I talked about the crowdfunder. These they were meant to be acoustic tracks for the crowdfunder. So they were people gave a certain amount of money and they'd get their own song, and they own the rights to that song. They can do whatever they want with it. The only caveat was that we can release it to Spotify. So if they want to make a film or if they want to make a video game and sell that song, they can have 100% of the profit from that. So it's their song.
Okay.
And we've got 4 of them. So we've just put the new one out. But they didn't stay fully acoustic. We ended up messing with them, putting electric leads on and stuff like that. Because the idea was going to be they're just going to be quick ideas, because it was a crowdfunder thing. We weren't going to spend full production budget on them. But we ended up spending way more than we meant to on them and more time than we meant to on them as well. Because you just get into that creative flow and you just you want to do something. You don't want to rip people off either. It's not like we didn't want it to just be a tick in a box. It was like, it's got to be something that you wouldn't find on our album, but is creatively valid enough,
Yeah. Yeah, I sent it to David last night. I was like, "Oh, listen to this." I said, "You'll like this." So,
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
it's so
And
different.
Your Eyes I listened to as well, and that's really good. That's a really good track.
thank you. We've got another one coming soon, and it's got like a whole bluesy, soulful breakdown in the middle where like I do loads of like I don't know, These Wicked Rivers style vocals in it, and just like because we've been playing with a lot of those bands, and it was like we're never going to get to do that kind of thing on one of our albums because it isn't our thing. But then on these songs, it was like, well, I kind of want to show people that we can do this stuff if we want to. So that's been a bit of a it's just been a bit of a like a spreading of the wings, just having a bit of fun with it and seeing what we can come up with.
Yeah. Well, we were talking before we come on, me and Terry, and we said, you've got a really good voice, so you're able to adapt to different styles anyway. So when when you've got a good base of a cracking voice, I would imagine it's quite easy to move across and sing different genres really. And I like the idea of that. I think it's good. It's nice. I especially like live tracks. I love it when bands release a live track or a live album or something, which bands don't tend to do these days. I mean, Iron Maiden were always doing it all the time, weren't they? But there's not many bands that release a live album. I don't know whether it's because it costs so much money to do or what. I don't know, but
Not really. I mean, when you do a show, you just need to run it through the desk and you record it through the desk. So I can't see it being that. Logistically, it's not really a problem, is it?
No, I think it's a missed opportunity actually for a lot of people. I think it's one that could really, it's an inexpensive way of having extra releases, which I'd like to do a live album definitely. Just literally have to press record, make sure you've got the stems, and then mix it nicely.
Yeah.
Or do what Kiss did and just record a studio album, put some fake crowd noises in between the tracks, and you're away.
But yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, logistically, it's a piece of piss, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just love it because ordinarily when somebody sings something live, they do mix it up a little bit, don't they? And there's something a little bit different. Each night is slightly different as well. So when you capture that, it's kind of like a bit of a special moment sometimes, especially if you're in the crowd and they're recording you while you're in the crowd as well. So you were kind of like part of that process as well. I like that.
Yeah. I really like the Metallica ones that they do at the minute, where it's a video where they do one song from every show they do now, and it's really cool. They just have like a fully, I mean, obviously their budget's endless, but they've got like a full camera crew on every night, and proper live sound, and it does work really well, and people do like, we were at Download Festival last year, and they shared one of the songs there. I was like, oh yeah, see if we can see us, and everyone's going to watch it because they're going to like look for themselves and to recreate that experience. So I think it is a really it's a missed opportunity that people don't do live stuff anymore. I guess it's the attention span thing though for a lot of younger people that are listening to music. It's like, oh, I've heard that song, what's next? And
yeah,
I guess
but like you said, if you just did it one song at a time rather than whacking out a full DVD, if you like. A full concert, just like you said, like Metallica do, just do one song at a time from one gig or whatever, and then
That was the thing. Yeah, people used to release like a single, and then on the B side they'd bang like a live track on there or something, wouldn't they? Or they like a radio edit or something to be mixed up slightly. But like you said, because people don't buy CDs so much anymore, or vinyls or whatever, you haven't got that market really, I guess.
But you've also got like, if you look at Spotify, the way it goes on there, it's like so I don't know how everyone does it, but for us, we pay a certain amount through our distributor once a year. We can upload as much as we want. So there's no reason not to just be putting something out as, if you've got the content, just keep churning it out. Like there's no reason you couldn't, record a live show and put one song a week on. And there's no reason not to. I don't know why people aren't doing it actually. But then I'm not doing it, so
you haven't got that much content, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, well, I think it's definitely food for thought. I think.
Yeah, but if you want to do it properly and you want to go in the studio and blah blah blah, I mean, it all adds up as expenses, and if you're not making any money back, do you know what I mean? It's like it can be a bit. Yeah, well, it's just financial suicide, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just don't be in a band. That's the if you want to keep your money, just do something else. That's the best thing to do. But we do all right on merch. That's the only way we make any money. To be honest, these days it's just t-shirts. So,
what distributor are you using then for your streaming?
We use Ditto at the minute.
Oh, I used to use that as well.
Yeah, we've had a few issues with it. We were looking at going, so we got a publishing deal now, and it's they want to take us to take our streaming onto their platform as well. But then there's a load of different things where you get different percentages, and I'm a bit like, at the minute we get 100% of those streams, and we'd have to lose 20%, but it might become 20% of a lot more. So it's we're in a bit of a weighing up stage at the minute, where we're trying to work out the best thing to do going forward, because it's like the Wild West.
It is really, yeah. But I mean, when I used to use that, is it called Ditto or Ditso?
Ditto, yeah.
Ditso, yeah. When I used to use it, I mean, yeah, you paid something like, I don't know, what was it, 75 quid a year or something?
Yeah.
Time, and then you collect 100% of your revenue. But I mean, they distribute it everywhere as well, don't they? It's all on iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah.
It used to go onto everything, really. Anything you really wanted. I mean, I used to have a big list, and it just used to go on all sorts of stuff. So, is going with a real distributor then really beneficial?
The ways it becomes beneficial is if they get you on like TV shows and things like that, and just like sync deals.
Well, doesn't Ditso do that as well? I'm sure they do.
They do offer it, but I find that they're a bit distant on rock and metal stuff. They're very, but I guess because it's a more niche genre anyway. Not Hollyoaks aren't looking for metal tracks for next week. But I found that our publisher has got a few more connections with that world, so it's a bit more beneficial on that side of things. But like you say, I don't know about moving the rest of this stuff across, because at the minute we're keeping 100%, and it's that's the beauty of not having a label at the minute. It's kind of one of the reasons we crowdfunded everything, was because we were just like, we don't want to sign creative control away. We don't want someone just taking a cut just for for existing, because like labels at the minute, the small labels that were offering us deals, they didn't have any money anyway. So it was like,
no, and you have to do it all yourself anyway.
Yeah, so it's like, well, we'll get it in HMV. It's like, well, who goes in HMV now? So it's I'm not belittling anyone, but it didn't add up to me.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, really. I mean, a lot of these small labels, they come along, they want to sign you up as a band, but then they expect you to pay for everything yourself, and maybe they can do a bit of distribution for you, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to do that yourself as well. So, yeah, what's the benefit of being on a label? I mean, especially a small label. So, I mean, even the big labels really now are only offering distribution mostly.
Yeah, for the most part.
Unless you're fucking Robbie Williams or somebody like.
Yeah, they're not going to take a gamble now. It's like there's no point, because there's so many sure things that they've already got signed up, and there's so little money to reap from it that there's no point for them to take a risk. That's why I keep saying it's like the Wild West. It's like you just got to make your own web of, like your own income streams from it.
Yeah,
see what happens.
Yeah, like doing crap like this, but
as long as you enjoy it, that's the main thing.
But we don't make any money from it. That's for sure.
Need some sponsors.
Yeah, we do. But we've been a little bit inactive over the last few months, I should say. So, but yeah, we're going to get back into the swing of things, I think.
Yeah,
Dave.
Practice.
It all depends on David. But...
I'm back now.
Oh, he's back now. He's like, he's back. I'll be back. So, are you going to do a crowdfunding for your next album, or?
I don't know, because we set up as a real company recently, and we've been doing all right in terms of with cash flow, keeping things in. We've got a tour booked that we've done everything ourselves. We've hired the venues, booked all the bands, marketed it ourselves. So we're kind of on this independent kick. We're kind of doing what we wanted to be doing. So everything's kind of breaking even at the minute. And so we're kind of probably going to have a bit of budget to just do the next album. If the tour goes well. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. I mean, if the tour bankrupts, as we won't, but it's we might be back to crowdfunding. But I would like to be able to just kind of do it without a label still, but traditionally, and release it just for the fans. So we're not kind of, because one thing that the crowdfunder did was give us a bit of a time crunch, because people had already paid. So they started to get impatient and be like, oh, when's it coming? When's it coming? And you feel a bit of responsibility to get it done quickly. Whereas if we can do it at our own pace, I'll be a lot happier with that, because I think we kind of cut off our creative flow a little bit early with the album.
Okay.
We also lost a guitarist in the process of making the album, so that made things a little bit more difficult as well. But so I think we'll try not to crowdfund. We'll still try and keep the community focus of it, but I think we'll try and just, we're at a point now where I'd rather reward people that have been with us since the crowdfunder than try and ask them for more, if that makes sense. Try and give them a bit more value back now, and then because it's very much give and take, because the more we give them, the more they're prepared to keep investing in what we do. So I think that's the plan. I mean, there are talks about, me and our guitarists have been talking to a couple of labels where the offers are looking a bit better and things like that. So there may be a chance it comes out on a label, but it's going to have to be very right and not telling us what to do. So it's going to be. It's all very up in the air. Once the tour's done, I think we'll really have a clearer idea of what direction we're going to go.
Okay. Where did you lose your guitarist then? Did you leave him behind the shed?
Yeah, we forgot him on a gig. We just we're still friends and stuff. He got he's big into motorbikes as well, and he got a job working for the Superbikes championships and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So and it just took up all his weekends. So it just didn't work, and so it was just a case of he had to pick what he was going to do, and I suppose you're going to pick the one that pays your bills. So it's
yeah.
he still plays guitar. He's still like one of the best guitarists I know, but he's he's doing his thing.
Ah, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is. It is for us. I mean, I don't know if we'll write together again. We might do. Who knows what's going to happen? But he does his thing, and we've kind of moved slightly different ways stylistically since his departure, because we've got Adam as well, the other guitarist, who's well now our only guitarist, and he's very. So Kieran, who was the original guitarist, was very feel driven. He was very like, think like Slash kind of playing and a lot of bluesy feel. Whereas Adam's very neoclassical in his outlook and very composed. So it's very different sounding. I mean, they can both do the other, but you end up writing from a different place, I think. So I don't know what the future holds, but I'm just glad we managed to get through it because it was a bit touch and go at times.
Yeah, because I saw one of your newer photos and I saw it was a 4-piece, and I thought I was sure you were a 5-piece before.
Yeah, it's and then
he hadn't. I don't think Adam had long joined when we spoke to you for the first time round, because you said we got another new guitarist. So,
yeah, so it was like we just become a 5-piece, and then it lasted all of about 3 months. Yeah, no, I mean,
It lasted almost 2 years, but
yeah, Adam's great though. He does, he lives for it, and so it works well.
yeah.
But yeah, the hardest thing in a band is keeping it together, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
when
it
life
is,
comes
yeah.
up, and at the end of the day, it's only music. It's not, I wouldn't want anybody to sacrifice their living for it if that's not what they want to do. So.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I mean, yeah, it's so difficult to make money in it nowadays. Well, for the last 20 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, you can't, it's got to, for some people, it has to be one or the other, it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I know so many bands that, especially since lockdowns happened, and obviously that's well in the rearview mirror, hopefully now. But since all that, I mean, so many bands that we knew when we were just starting out have just all packed in, and you thought they had really bright futures, and they were doing really well, and just seemed to have it together. And they just, oh no, we can't make it work financially. It's time to pack it in. And then gigs as well, like so many gigs getting cancelled left, right, and centre. I don't know if you see that online, but it's it seems to be like every weekend it's like, people aren't buying in advance anymore, so we're having to pull it, and it's crazy, really. But yeah, I think that's the problem when there's so many options in the world and your product is basically free.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, pity the supermarkets and all the same way. You go in and get your loaf.
Oh yeah,
and then
I'd enjoy that.
yeah, I mean, especially nowadays. I mean, price of stuff's extortionate.
Oh, and I don't buy anything unless it's on club card price. That's the only thing I buy. It's our shopping. We go around and like check. It's either Aldi price match or.
Oh, is that you? Oh, that's me. Fuck. Why is my internet unstable? Is that you? Oh, I got frozen up then, I did. Yeah, I got a thing coming up on my internet saying it's unstable.
You're on dial-up again, yeah?
Yeah, it must be, yeah.
Dutch dial-up.
I always forget you're over in Holland. Yeah.
Yeah, so do I half the time. Especially when things like this go wrong. I haven't had a problem with my internet for ages, and now it's playing up for some reason. Yeah, but saying that, my thing didn't mute either. I didn't know why it didn't mute. I pressed the mute button. Because I don't know if you could. I don't know what she was doing upstairs. She was doing something with a blooming blender. Couldn't you hear it? I could. Yeah, 'cause I thought it was really loud, and I thought, if it's interfering on my microphone, and I hit the mute button and shouted that.
No, the only thing we could hear was you shouting. I thought you were going crazy. So he's off on one again. Voices in the head.
I thought you were shouting at me, to be honest. I wasn't sure what I'd done wrong.
Oh, you did look a bit shocked.
So, oh.
You said like
that. Flashbacks to my childhood.
Oh, don't say that. My daughter will fucking join you. She tells everyone she's afraid of me.
Oh,
Fucking nightmare it is. She goes to school, she's like, yeah, mate, I'm afraid of my daddy, he'll tell me off. I said, I'll only tell you off if you're doing something naughty or,
that's it. Don't do wrong things.
you know.
You'll be all right.
You're not allowed to beat them now either. I mean, it was great when my kids were little. I used to beat them.
Yeah, it was great when I was a kid because I got beat as well.
Couldn't get in trouble for it. And they can't retrospectively get me in trouble now. It's all good.
Just going to say, I don't condone the beating of children for the purposes of this broadcast.
It's like that sketch of Mickey Flanagan in it where he's saying you can't hit kids anymore, and he was in an airport and some guy was getting annoyed with his kids, and he said he'd done the backhand as well, so you hit the one with the front and the other one with the backhand. He said quality. He said, I didn't realise I'd said it out loud. He said, but that was proper quality.
Have you got any kids then, Connor?
No, I've got 2 dogs, but that doesn't really count. Apparently,
It does.
Well, it does
It
actually, yeah. It's like having kids if you have a dog.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Yeah, I love the dogs, but no kids just yet. I mean, who knows? I am married. My wife had a few health problems, because we were thinking about it, and then she had a few health problems that meant that it won't be the easiest thing at the moment. So we've just got to get her back on track, and then we'll see where we end up. But I mean, it's hard enough, being on the road and stuff. I mean, I don't have to take the kid around. I'll be on stage with one of those like carry pouches, the kid on
a baby
or something. so yeah, but I don't know if it's on the cards just yet, but we'll see. Depends how careful I am, I suppose.
Don't bother, mate. If I can give you any parenting advice, don't do it. Oh, because mine's a nightmare. Fucking hell.
How old are yours?
I only got one. She's 11 now.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
going to be 12 in the summer.
That is a funny age, mine, especially for girls.
She's a nightmare.
Yeah.
All they ask her to do is brush her teeth, brush her hair, wash her face. Obviously, she has to shower in the evening. And lay the table before her evening meal. That's it. Keep her bedroom tidy. She thinks it's fucking slave labour.
What do they ask you to do? Wash your hair and brush your face, is it?
Yeah. Brush my teeth, wash my teeth and brush my face. Take my teeth out. But she goes to school and everything. She tells everyone this like slave labour and shocking and I'm too strict and all this stuff. It's crazy, I don't know what to do with her, man.
I've got no advice on that front. I'm just panicking if I ever have kids, whether to send them to school or not, because God knows, like the schools in this country, I don't know about over there, but schools have just gone insane from what I can tell.
We'll do some crowdfunding and send her to boarding school.
Yeah. Well, I went to boarding school for my sins. Yeah.
Yeah, rich parents or what?
Well, they had a business. They're not so rich now, but they had a business that was doing well until the last financial crash. So,
Okay.
But my band take the absolute piss out of me for it.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
I once told a story, and they rag me on it like every time I see them. And I was telling them because I thought it was a funny story. I was saying we used to when I was in the choir, we used to sing the girls' parts. We sing the soprano bits to annoy the choir master, and they were like, "That just sounds like the most Hogwarts story you've ever said." Okay. So, in fact,
so it was an all-boys school, was it?
No, the girls as well. In fact, this is my choir picture. Look, I just found that. It's blending in with the background. Yeah. Well, never mind. It's not
a
that
shadow
interesting.
smile choir.
Yeah. Actually, I should tap into that for the next album. Get the choir to come and do some.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. It was
one of their last albums. Actually, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did?
Reef.
What did they?
They're playing near me soon.
Do Walking in the Air.
With Alan Jones.
Like a Christmas song.
Yeah. I'd love to do a Christmas song. I'll tell you what, we need to do a Halloween song because Halloween's underrepresented in the holiday song market,
Definitely.
I think.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So Muse did one a couple of years ago, and that was really good. Well, You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween. And it wasn't like cheesy. I don't know if you heard it, but it wasn't like a cheesy Halloween song. It was like was about an abusive relationship of all things, but it was like because it was Muse, and they had like this kind of like I don't know, sort of like, you know, old Hammer horror sort of organ in it as well and things, and but it was like a serious song, but it had like spooky overtones, and it worked really well for Halloween. So it was like everyone's Halloween playlist. So
Oh, okay.
nobody really thinking about what the song was about, but you know, I like that. It's quite cool. So I would like to do a Christmas song and a Halloween song.
My favourite one is the Monster Mash.
Yeah, that's a good
Bobby
tune.
Boris Pickett. Because the thing is, I used to love like Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to love watching all the Frankenstein movies and everything. And I thought Boris Karloff was amazing, and Christopher Lee as Dracula and the old Hammer horror films.
Yeah.
So
I'm all about all that stuff. I love it. I love all the Universal monster movies and the Hammer horrors. They're like my thing. I love them.
yeah. So I grew up on them really, and it's like Boris Pickett doing his Boris Karloff impression, singing that song. It's like one of my favourite Halloween songs.
There's another one as well that they did as like a sequel to that song, isn't there?
I don't know.
I can't think what it. I'm gonna have to look it up because it's going to annoy me. But I'll try and multitask.
All right, keep talking, Dave.
I tell you what, if you did do a Halloween song, what's really gone down well over here is that Wednesday series.
Yeah,
Get your song on that.
that'd be incredible to get on there.
Because that went down really well, didn't it? I've never actually watched it myself, but my wife loved it and my granddaughter loved it.
I watched it.
You watched it as well, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit, it is like a woman's program.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that, what was that other crap that was on about vampires? All the women watching that. Twilight or something, was it?
Oh, Twilight. Yeah.
Oh, they were the movies, weren't they? I used to
No, it was a series about it as well. What was the series then?
It was Vampire Diaries
Buffy,
series.
Was it that? I don't know. I know that was a girly program because my missus was watching it all the time.
Buffy.
No, Buffy.
I used to love
you
Buffy.
like Buffy.
I never watched Buffy, to be honest.
Yeah, and then they had another one spin-off then, Angel or something.
Angel was good, yeah.
Yeah,
that was my
sister loved them.
Really good, you know. That was like Joss Whedon, wasn't it, who did the Avengers films. It's called Monsters Holiday, the sequel. It's a Christmas
Oh,
song.
is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's what's his name again? Yeah, the Boris.
Bobby Boris Pickett.
Yeah, it's him again.
Yeah, okay.
It's worth a listen. I think that's why I've heard it recently. It was on at Christmas somewhere. It's pretty good.
I'll check that out. Wait, is it in the Boris Karloff voice?
Yeah. It's all like the same characters going on as well. Like you know, the backing singers are the same and stuff. It's all the same sort of. It's the same setting.
Oh, okay. I'll check that out later.
Yeah, it's cool. Not as good as the Monster Mash, but it's.
Monster Mash is brilliant, isn't it?
I wonder if I could get away with doing a metal cover of the Monster Mash. That'd be really. I don't know.
Get Bobby Boris on there to do a guest vocal for you?
Is he still around?
Probably not. You going left with your guitar player?
What was that in the 70s, was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's crazy thinking about the 70s, isn't it? Because I always think the 70s is like 20 years ago. From when I was little, I used to think 70s 20 years ago, but it's actually 50 years ago.
It's the 70s.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
I was born during the 70s. The 70s is 20 years ago when I was little.
I know, but you got bands now, and they're like, so I was born in the 90s, and they're like, oh, the 90s, yeah, that's ages ago, and that's like, you know, classic rock, and you're like thinking, well, actually, yeah, it kind of is, because the stuff I was considering classic when I was growing up, like Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Queen, that was less time before I was little than when I was little is to now, which is, don't get me started. It's
it's messed
I'm
up.
terrified.
Yeah.
That's what you said about, you know, where people don't tend to listen to stuff through, and what do you call it here? Click
through.
Click through, yeah. Stuff goes in and out of fashion really quick, I guess, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, you know,
things.
Listen to some of today, and tomorrow is classic.
Yeah.
Mad.
Well, it's like, who was it I was talking about? Oh, Linkin Park. Someone was saying, yeah, classic rock. I'm into classic rock, like Linkin Park. And I was like, I thought they were like a modern band. You know, I know Chester's been dead for, how long's he been dead for? 7 years now?
Yeah, it must be.
And you just like, I don't know. It's all, everything's gone weird in this last 2 years since I last spoke to you as well, I think it's gone worse. It's like just time's just sped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all messed up, isn't it? So I always think, like, if you think about it, and it's like, well, we think back to, I mean, even if I think back to, like, when I moved to Holland, I mean, that was like 24 years ago.
Yeah.
So I've been living in Holland, in Holland, almost as long as I lived in the UK now.
Crazy, isn't it? Do you still feel like it's a new place for you, or do you feel?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit strange. Yeah, I mean, the years go by, and I suppose you don't think about them really, do you? It's just another birthday, isn't it?
Yeah. So what after you get past 25, it doesn't really.
I don't know.
The big nights have gone then, so you sort of like just. Well, they did for me anyway. I'm more about cups of tea now and a nice glass of scotch once a week.
That's rubbish.
That's
I mean, I drink cups of tea now, but I certainly wasn't drinking cups of tea when I was 25. Well, I didn't even drink when I was 25, actually. I don't start drinking again when I was about 30. So,
fair.
Stopped drinking when I was 21 and started again when I was 30, 32-ish.
Wow. Yeah, I've never been a massive drinker. I can't cope with the hangovers.
Yeah. I don't drink anymore.
I've never stopped, but I don't drink a lot.
He drinks all the time. Never stop. You've got a beer in front of him.
I was actually going to say never drink in the house, only go drink when I go out. But I've had a beer. It's only one beer. I'm quite happy to have one beer. See, which a lot of people can't, can they? They just gotta.
Well, that was my thing. I was never really interested in drinking in the house. I'm more of a social drinker.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
If I did drink in the house, I'd always drink a litre of Smirnoff before I went out. So.
See, I wouldn't have made it out.
That was my standard. I was like, I'll drink a litre of Smirnoff, then go out and drink 8 or 9 pints. And I was like, fuck it, no one knows a mess.
I used to have a friend who used to always say that she wouldn't go out until the room was spinning, and then if the room starts spinning, I have to go to bed immediately.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's not a good night until the room starts spinning, really.
I'm done. I am. It's like when we go to these festivals, missus, we normally say, we'll have a quiet night on the first night because it's a 3-day. We normally get smashed on the first night, and then they get a bit quieter and quieter, and by Sunday I'm like, I'm done now, I don't want to drink. So
that's because you hammer it on the first day.
We do, yeah.
And then you hammer it again on the next day, and then
more excited, let out again.
You always text me like 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I'm having a burger and some chips. Good for you. It's bastard.
So have you got any gigs coming up where you're going as a punter coming up now?
Yeah, got a few. We're going to, me and my wife are going to New York to see A Perfect Circle, Primus and Pussifer, which is Maynard Keenan's 60th birthday thing. So that should be cool. Doing Download this year. Did it for the first time in a long time last year. Really enjoyed it, so I thought I'm going to go again this year. And Avenged Sevenfold are playing, and they're like one of my favourite bands. So what else have I got going on? Korn. I'm going to see Korn this year as well. Yeah, quite a lot of gigs. I can't think of all the others, but I know it's quite a few this year. And my missus is going to way more than I am. But I've got, I think who else I've got to see? I can't remember. There's loads. But for most of my life, I didn't go to many gigs. I've never been that into live music, which is weird, I know. But I've always liked albums, always liked watching live music on TV, videos and stuff. But never got into going to gigs that much. So I'm sort of making up for lost time a bit over this last couple of years.
Yeah, I always used to just go and watch the same bands all the time. I did. See Motorhead fucking millions of times. I had Maiden millions of times.
Yeah.
I was lucky to see Dio when Ronnie James Dio was alive.
Wicked, yeah.
That's all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Motorhead's playing again. Oh, I gotta go and see them. UK Subs again. I gotta go see them.
You have your favourite bands, don't you? That you just, and if they're touring, you have to go and see them. I'm like that with, like, ever since I was 13, I've been to see Avenged Sevenfold on every tour. Ever since I got into Ghost, I've seen them on every tour. But outside of, I think it's like you get the comfort zone of gigs, and I think that's what I always struggle to get out of. I was always sort of in my, I like these bands, I'm not really sure on that, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. He was like that. I would like it with his
That's what
festival.
I said. That's what I used to be like. In fairness, before we started doing the podcasts, I was very much listening to the stuff even then that I was listening to in the late 80s, early 90s when I first got into rock music. So, like on my playlist would be Guns N' Roses, Little Angels, Wolfsbane, Iron Maiden, bands like that I've been listening to since I was, 16 years of age.
Yeah.
But from doing these now, meeting new people and then new music styles and stuff, I have broadened my horizon now to different music. And I think from going to festivals, albeit it tends to be kind of like classic rock at the music festivals, they do slip the odd band in here and there. Like South and Salem played at Winter's End this year, and they went down really, really well. They did. They're completely different to the kind of bands that they normally put on. So So it's good.
We played with them last week, actually. We did Carlisle with them, the Rockmantic show. Yeah, nice guys as well. Really nice.
Yeah, they went down a storm at Winter's End. Do you know what I mean? That's why I think you guys would go down really well at a lot of the festivals that I go to. When I remember going in, I think they might have played on the Saturday, and going in there was loads of Salem T-shirts on compared to other bands that were playing that night, and they were on fairly low on the bill as well, in fairness. So they had a massive following, which is great.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, it's good. That's what you want.
Yeah, they're a good band, though, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what you want, isn't it? That's what you want. You want a new, the guys that are headlining are all in their 60s, 70s. They can't play forever, so we need to make sure there's other bands coming through. And, the likes of, I remember we touched on New Wave of Classic Rock and Planet Rock, and, they need to be supporting these younger artists coming through.
Definitely, yeah. I think as well, these festivals, because we were very apprehensive when we did Call of the Wild, when we did Rockmantic. We were like, this is a classic rock crowd. Are they going to like us? But I think the crowds are very receptive as long as you put it across. And I think the reason a lot of metal bands don't go down well on these things is because they take themselves way too seriously, and they go on stage looking all mean and trying to be tough. And whereas if you just kind of go on and sort of give people, it's like showing them, here's your permission to have fun, like we're enjoying this with you. I think that's what, we try and do that. And I think that's what South Salem have done as well, where it's very much like, we're all having a good time. We're not here to pose. We're not here to stand and look intimidating and scream at you. It's like, we're all trying to have a good time. So I think audiences are receptive to anything that's entertaining usually. So
yeah.
I hear metal bands all the time say like, they want our crowd. And I was like, well, maybe you just weren't very good.
Yeah.
Very, very entertaining,
Yeah. They really didn't engage with the audience. Like,
I think bands forget that they're entertainers. That's always been my thing. Like, it's because that's what we are at the end of the day. It's like, we're artists and we write music, but on a gig, people are not there to bask in your glory. They're there to be entertained. So,
definitely. Like a Oh, I'm sorry, Dave.
I was just going to say, I remember my father-in-law went and watched Elton John, and he said, he's loved Elton John all his life, really liked his music, and he said basically he sort of kind of like stumbled out onto stage, sat behind his piano, sang a load of songs, and then walked back off. He didn't engage with the crowd whatsoever, didn't speak to the crowd, didn't look at the crowd, didn't introduce himself to the crowd, nothing. He just walked on, played a couple of songs, and then walked back off.
Wow.
He said it was really bizarre. Really bizarre, he said, so...
Yeah. I guess it's at that level, isn't it? He can just do what he wants at this point, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that was like a Pink Pop. There's a Dutch band called Direct, and they're like one of the biggest Dutch bands, if you like. And they were the same. I said to my wife, I said, they're fucking boring, They've got some great songs, but actually watching them live on stage, I thought, fucking boring. But they were like, if you like, they're like too professional. That's exactly what I said to her. I said they're just like too professional rather than enjoying yourself and having fun,
Bit clinical kind of thing.
Yeah.
I get that. I've seen a few bands like that where, they just kind of, they're there to play the songs perfectly and not again, not entertaining, which, you know, it works for some people. It's why I never got on with shoegaze music, because it's just like boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it, no. Yeah.
All right. So what have you got coming up? Anything to plug?
Plug. Yeah, we got a tour going on. So I think I mentioned it earlier. We booked it all ourselves. We've promoted it all ourselves, booked the bands ourselves. So yeah, it'd mean a lot if people came. We're not playing Holland, unfortunately, on this run, but next time, yeah. So we've got Nottingham, Manchester, Birmingham, London, Sheffield, Newcastle, Bradford, and Edinburgh on the tour.
Oh, no Wales on there?
No Wales. We had Cardiff, but it fell through. So we're looking we will have a Wales date, but it's not on there officially yet. It's same with Glasgow as well. So we wanted to do Edinburgh, Glasgow, Cardiff, or Swansea, but
or Crumlin.
Oh, where? Sorry,
Crumlin.
I don't know Crumlin.
Ah, see, now you could be missing out here, couldn't you?
Great venue, that is.
If you go to the Patriot.
Oh, the Patriot. Yeah, we've looked at the Patriot.
Okay.
Is that where that is?
Yeah, it's in Crumlin. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I've seen the Patriot because it's like on. Yeah, that's where all like the bands go.
Yeah.
We were looking at a place called Fuel in Cardiff as
Fuel,
well.
yeah, that's a good club as well.
Yeah, it's a good club, yeah.
But we just couldn't line it up. We had a pencil in there, but we couldn't make it work alongside the other dates. So, but they will be going in. Be getting Wales, and we'll probably be going to somewhere like Bristol as well.
Bristol.
Somewhere south of London. But yeah, but at the minute those are the ones that are announced and on sale. And then we're doing a thing called Steel Paws in Sheffield.
Oh yeah.
Which so they raise money for a cat shelter, which I don't like cats, but I like. Well, I don't dislike cats. I'm not saying that. I get kicked off the bill.
You'd be on stage, it's the cat hater.
I like all animals, but I'm a dog person. But I think cats should be looked after as well. And they said, "Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So, yeah, we're headlining that one.
Who's the organizer for that? I can't remember his
name. Phil, the cat man.
Oh yeah, Phil, yeah.
Phil Elsey, yeah.
That's
He's a good guy. We're doing we've collaborated with Brewdog. I don't know if you know Brewdog beer.
Yeah.
So we like Brewdog beer, and they asked us to celebrate their birthday for the Sheffield venue, and we said, okay, let's do it. So we're hosting their birthday party show. So we're playing, but he's going to compare it for us as well. So that should be quite nice.
Yeah.
Got a couple more bands. That's next Saturday, actually. I should plug that, but I think it's going to be, because it's free entry as well, I think it's going to be a bit crazy, because we did Sheffield for our album launch in September, and we did Corporation in Sheffield, which is one of the bigger clubs there, and we rammed that main room out, which was a lot of fun. But so free entry in Brewdog's pub's going to be an interesting sight. So but looking forward to it. It's free beer.
Yeah. It seems as you don't drink, and you only drink one Scotch a week.
Yeah, well, I might have one that day, but they also do. Actually, we have our meeting there once a week for the band, and they do a alcohol free, which I've started having.
Oh right.
But my wife keeps going to me. You're just basically drinking yeast water and paying £5 for it. Yeah,
I tend to drink alcohol free. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I like it though. It tastes all right. I can drive with it, and I mean, my mum tried the alcohol-free Guinness the other day, and she said it was awful. So but she likes Guinness and stout.
I like Guinness.
People who drink Guinness tend to be kind of like purists, don't they? So,
I saw that new widget thing they got on the internet the other day. Have you seen that?
I've not seen that. No.
Yeah, you get a can of Guinness. It's already got a widget in it, hasn't it?
Okay.
And it's got this thing on top now. Well, it's not on top, but it's got like this pourer thing. So you put this pourer thing on, and then you turn it upside down, and then you pour it in the glass, and it pours you a perfect pint of Guinness.
Oh, nice. Have a look at that for my mum. It's Mother's Day soon, isn't it?
It is Mother's Day, yeah.
You'll have to ask Curtis, Dave, where you can get them from.
They don't do Guinness in his place, do they?
Do they?
No. In Bev, it's all, what's that wife beater stuff they do?
Stella.
Yeah, and Corona.
I'm sure I used to get my Guinness from him, Bev.
Don't think so. I don't know, they might do, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
I can't remember. All right then, mates. Sorry for shouting at you earlier on.
That should be the teaser clip. Just you shouting at me like it all.
What is going on here?
I don't know why my mute button didn't work. That was really rubbish. Hang on a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can still hear me?
Yeah, your mute ain't working.
Oh, that's fucking rubbish. Because I put my slider all the way down then. Why is
It's
that?
a good job you didn't say anything about us, isn't it? You'd have been like, God, I've got to talk to these two wankers for a minute.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to check that out.
Well, yeah, hook me up if you get a date in Bristol or South Wales. I'll come along, mate.
Are you down that way? Are you in South
yeah.
Wales?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah.
What I'll do is we'll probably be in the next couple of weeks. We'll find out what we're going to do, and I'll just drop you a guest list. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And if it's in July, Terry will be over here in July as well.
Oh, really?
Over for Terry.
No, I'm coming for a week.
Week, is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my wife's birthday party that she's making me arrange, but it's a surprise.
So she doesn't know that she's making you arrange it.
She does, because she keeps on about it every day. I'm just saying it loud enough because she's hopefully in earshot.
That's why he's whispering.
That's it.
Wait, you should book us and then we can all get together.
You get a rolling pin around the head in a minute. All right, very good to talk to you again, Connor. Thanks for contacting
Yeah, you too.
out and asking to come on.
No, it's always a pleasure. I always enjoy it. I mean, I can't believe it's been 2 years. Let's not leave it that long next time.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, we'll have to make sure we get, even if you only want to come on for like 20 minutes or something and having that, and then we can check some small episodes, episodes out midweek or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I hope the album goes down well, mate. That's really good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I enjoyed it so much.
It's brilliant, man.
I'm glad you like it. Also, do you want a physical copy? Send it.
I'll have an LP.
We haven't got any vinyl yet. We will be though, and I will send you one when we get it.
I'm joking. I haven't even got a record player. What I was going to say was I've been in a bit of a funk I have with my music this week because I do a radio show and I'd be thinking, fucking hell, what? And I like to play a lot of older stuff like classic rock if you like. But I just like couldn't get into it, you know what I mean? And then I listened to that album last night and I was like, oh, fucking great. I'm sort of like switched back onto my music again now.
Oh, well,
turn me back on.
But
Not in a physical way. Not in a physical way.
Age, that takes him to it.
Thank you very much. That's much appreciated.
Yeah, I
it's
enjoyed
really
it.
good. I know we're joking as well, but it's a really good album, man.
It is actually.
I hope it does really well.
Oh, thank you. We'll keep pushing it. See what comes next.
Yeah, cool, man. All right, thank you, mate.
All right, take care, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, bye.
Bye.